Please state your name.
Rachel May.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of
New York State Senator
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you, Mayor Quill, and to the councilors. I am so grateful to you for having us all in your house, and it just feels like a real honor to be here. I'm very grateful, and grateful, of course, to the voters of the 48th District for making me your senator for the next 2 years. I know I'm very conscious that this county of Cayuga has been split up in the past into many different districts, and this is the first time in modern memory that it has been part of just one, consolidated in one Senate district. And I take that as a real responsibility that I am the senator for Cayuga County, but also as an opportunity because it gives me the chance to bring everybody together from across the county to deal with a lot of the issues that are faced by the county. And I know one of them is the Owasco Lake watershed, which also is not 100% inside my district, but probably 90% of it is inside the district. So that also is an opportunity, I think, for us to really work together and try to move forward the great work that you all have been doing on watershed protection. My new district includes all of Otisco Lake and almost all of Skaneateles Lake watersheds as well. And so watershed governance is going to be a big focus for me. So I really am so grateful for the work that you all have done on the lake. And want you to know, as I went door to door all through this district, over and over and over again, people said to me when I said, what is your biggest issue? They would say water quality or, preserving the lake, preserving our water. And so the work that you're doing and the work that I want to do to help you with in the Senate is very much there. Let me also say I'm very proud that the Senate Majority Leader has named me chair of the committee called Cities 2, which is better described as the committee that focuses on all of the cities other than the Big Apple in New York State. And I think because I represent 2 cities, it's appropriate that I'm chair of Cities 2. But in that capacity, I really want to be looking at the challenges and opportunities that our cities have in common. We have a lot of cities that share some problems like concentrated poverty, like poorly resourced schools, like food deserts and transportation deserts, but also some wonderful strengths like the new American populations in our upstate cities are really quite remarkable. The historic, here in history's hometown, I can talk about this, but a lot of our upstate cities have wonderful historic resources, cultural resources, arts, and tourism, and just generally vibrant and unique cultures that I want us to be lifting up as well. So I'm looking forward to serving in that capacity. And the other hat that I wear is as chair of the Commission on Rural Resources for the legislature. So that kind of encompasses everything in Cayuga County at this point, the rural and the urban, but I take my job very seriously. I want you to know, I'd like my staff to put your hands up here. I'm joined by quite a few of my staff members. These people are also really dedicated public servants who have done amazing work for my constituents for the last 4 years. And I want you to know that you're fortunate to have them on your team now as well. So I hope that you will find when you reach out to our office that you really get great response, and every so often we actually are able to solve a problem or move something along that's been held up for a long time. So I'm very proud of the work we've done as an office and look forward to serving you. And then finally, I guess I want to say on this, this week when we commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King, I was sworn in on this book. This is a 8th grade history textbook called Land of the Free. It was written by my grandparents and my father and a very prominent Black American historian, John Hope Franklin, in 1967. This book was written in response to a call from the state of California after the Civil Rights Act was passed for textbooks for 8th graders that presented a more complete picture of American history and diverse voices in American history. And they wrote this textbook to include the civil rights movement, to include the labor movement, to include the movement for women's suffrage, to include environmentalism, which was kind of budding at that time. And there was an enormous fight in 1967 over this book. I was 10 years old, and I remember my grandparents got death threats for this book because it taught about Harriet Tubman, and there were people who did not want their children being taught about Harriet Tubman or about labor strife or other things that might, at the time, were thought that might make them less patriotic if they knew that there were bad episodes in American history. And I was extremely proud of my grandparents and my father for making this book. It was kind of a watershed moment in my life when this book was published, and seeing that the politics of history around what they had done. And I want to say what goes around comes around. We're seeing the same kinds of fights happening today. I am very proud to be in the New York State Senate fighting for for racial justice, for economic justice, for a lot of the issues that my grandparents stood for 60 years ago when they were working on this issue. And so I just wanted to share that. I'm really proud to be here. I feel like they're here with me today. And I'm grateful to all of you for being here and being supportive.
Senator, if I may, on behalf of City Council, myself, City Manager, City staff, thank you for the honor of doing this here this evening with us. I'm not the longest serving person around this room. I think there's got to be someone here longer than me, but I never remember having a ceremony such as this. So thank you for the honor, and thank you for thinking of Auburn and Cayuga County. It's very important. So thank you.
Well, of course. I mean, I live in Syracuse, but Auburn is obviously the other center of population in my new district, and I want to be here as much as I possibly can. And we'll also be hiring a Cayuga County outreach person as well, who will have an office here. So, great. Yeah, but again,